Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Berkcast Recommends with me, Wolf. I'll be your host for this first episode of a brand new series that I do hope you all enjoy. As I'm sure you're wondering, though, what is this new series about? Well, this series is a chance for each of us hosts to come on, to come on and talk to you guys about something that we recommend. And since this is a How to Train Your Dragon cast, the goal would be for everything we come on to talk to you about to be related to How to Train Your Dragon. If you've been watching the Berkcast for a while and know us, though, you know we will fail at that. I blame HC. You can join me now if you wish. But in a bit more detail, basically we'll come on, talk to you guys about something that is either fan fiction, art, cosplay, any number of things that we have found and enjoyed, and talk to you guys about what it is, why we recommend it, who we might recommend it for, why we personally enjoyed it, and if it applies, are there any things that we disliked about it, that we didn't enjoy as much? And with all that said, what am I here to talk to you about today? Well, I'm here to talk to you about a piece of fanfiction that goes by the name of Black as Night, written by Wolfie Dragon. By the way, the link to which will be in the description below. So, why do I recommend it? I recommend it. So, first off, actually, getting ahead of myself, what is it about? It's about, simply put, it is a retelling with some differences and some things added in, of the first movie, but with the twist being Hiccup is blinded. But there's a bit more to it than that. For me, I recommend this story, and I think what this story was really more about, and why I personally really enjoyed this story, all in one, I guess you could say, is this is a story about building up Astrid and Hiccup's relationship with one another. Before you even get to the romantic part, it's just them building up and learning about one another and getting to know one another. Their strengths, their weaknesses, their fears, their doubts, what they're capable of and what they're not capable of. It's really, that's what this story, in my opinion, focuses on. Everything else is a little bit sidelined for that, and that's perfectly fine, and that's why I personally would recommend this story for people who are interested in Hickstrid, or even if you're not interested in Hickstrid, or you dislike how the first movie, like me, handled Hickstrid, then this, I think, would definitely be a story you would enjoy. Because, again, it handles it in a much more interesting and enjoyable way and really builds up to that point. To be honest, the story doesn't have a lot of actual romantic Hickstrid moments. Again, this is a story building to that point. But I guess that very quickly covers everything I liked about it, who I would recommend it for, and why I recommend it. But is there anything that I disliked about the story? For me personally, there is one thing that kind of, I wouldn't say harmed my enjoyment of the story or took away from the experience, but it definitely was something that I knew this was going to happen, and the author makes note of this, in my opinion, too many times. This being the misunderstanding trope, where character X overhears character Y talking with another character, and not hearing the full conversation, they misunderstand and get angry and storm off. And this is something that this story does make use of, and by no means does it do it poorly. It does it fairly well, in my opinion. However, as someone who's read a lot of stories and just in general seen and read a lot of stories, for me personally, I know how this is going to play out, and so it's something that when I see it mentioned, when I hear it mentioned, all right, I know exactly what's going to come up, and probably I know exactly what's going to come up and how it's all going to play out, and when it's going to end, and how it's going to end, and how it's going to end. So when the author makes note of this idea in one of the characters' minds, more than once, in a few different occasions, I'm consistently reminded that this is the thing that's going to happen, and for me personally, I think I would have found it more enjoyable if this was something that was mentioned less than what it was, or even better, potentially, if the author mentioned it but then never had it happened. It would have definitely surprised me if that would have been the case, but that's not to say, though, that this story definitely didn't surprise me. No spoilers, but there are definitely some things closer to the end of the story that I was definitely surprised to see happen, and didn't expect, to say the least. But that about covers it all. Very quick, very short, very succinct, I know. Definitely a few mess ups here and there. It is the first episode. But I do hope you all enjoyed it. Hopefully this will get better with time. If you did enjoy it, let us know in the comments below, and let us know over on the Berkcast team's Tumblr page what you think of it, whether or not you want to see us continue this, and if you have any fanfiction recommendations of your own that you want to see us cover, shoot them to us as well. I do hope you've enjoyed. This has been the Berkcast Recommends. I've been Wolf, and until next time, bye-bye.